Western Province. From Van Schoor so far in the third over.
Western Province's last over, so he'll want to get maximum amount of runs.
Should be 2 there. She has to go back for 2 because she needs to be on strike. That's great running from J. Philander. She's quick, isn't she, through between the wickets.
Yes, she is.
And Reiniger gets 2, takes her score to 19 off 15. Philander just doing her job brilliantly there. 2 balls left, at least a minimum of 1 boundary one feels off this Van Schoor over. And that's played in the air, but it's not going to travel. And KK Marte drops it again. It's another drop, but it was a difficult running catch for her to her left. And I thought for a minute she got that. It was just seemed like it had stuck into the hands, but it just bounced out. And 2 off that delivery once again for Kayla Reiniger. And she's accelerated the scoring towards the end, 21 off 16. Western Province now looking like they could get to 130 with 1 ball left in the innings. And she plays that one into the leg side. They're going to go through for 2 definitely here. And they're going to end on 129 if Kayla Reiniger makes it back in time. She does. That throw from Julia Hall, not quite on target to umpire. This would be to the wicket keeper Manyaga, and they get through for 2. Reiniger is going to presumably get some treatment on that foot. She has propelled Western Province to 129 for 7 after their 20 overs. A great partnership at the end there of 21 in almost no time between her and J. Philander, and they end on 129 for the loss of 7. 10 off that last over from Chantal Van Schoor, and it is the end then of that Western Province innings, 127 for 7. There is going to be a 10-minute break between innings, and I will run now through the scorecard for you, as my scorecard here has updated, and it was then, as we said, 4 down for Western Province with the score on 86, which was Faye Tunnicliffe out for an excellent 42 of 32 deliveries. She was looking like she was taking the game away from the Badgers when that wicket was taken, and she was brilliantly run out by Chantal Van Schoor. And soon after that, with the score then on 86, it was Sarah Smith who was the next batter out. She was caught well by, it was Yandisa Mangala who was bowled by Mariana Briat. The ball just coming in to the off stump and clipping that off stump. Great bowling by the young Mariana Briat, and she picked up her first wicket there. And then after that, Leah Jones coming in at number 7 for Western Province, and she came in to replace Yandisa Mangala. And Sarah Smith and Leah Jones took the score onto 104 before Leah Jones was LBW to Janae Winster, trying to play the SWD captain down to the leg side, just hitting her in front of leg stump. Not a difficult decision that for umpire Keenan Williams, and so they were then 104 for the loss of 6. 7th wicket fell at 108. That was Sarah Smith, and Sarah Smith, who played a very good innings up until that time, just picking out the fielder. That was Julia Hall at the short mid-wicket position. Excellent bowling from Mariana Briat once again, outside the off stump, trying to make her play across the line, which she did straight to that fielder in short there. Good catch by Julia Hall, and she scored 18 off 28. Leah Jones got 6, Mangala 1, and then Kayla Reiniger and J.D. Philander saw it out from that score of 108 for 7. That wicket falling at the end of the 18th over with Mariana Briat's last ball. So the last 2 overs going for 21 runs, and most of those off the bat of Kayla Reiniger. She scored 23 off 17 deliveries with 2 boundaries, and J.D. Philander just the 1 run off 1 ball, which is where she was able to rotate the strike with her more senior partner. and the 2 under-19 players, getting Western Province to what one feels is a competitive total. Ovidia?
I think that's a good total for them to defend. I think Badgers need their work cut out. I think Michelle May and Faith de Jong will be first on. They may be first on. But of course a good decision by Badgers to bring on Mariana Briet in place of Shane de Villiers, and exceptional day on the field for individuals like Chantal van Schoor and Annelie Derkson, who did very well. So that combination really worked for them, and their strategy certainly played out very well.
Certainly was some really good bowling and fielding from the Badgers. It looked at one stage as if Western Province were at when they were in the power play, 33 of the first 4 overs, batting at 8 and over, that we felt perhaps 150 was possible.
Yes.
And we were discussing that at the time, but once the wickets started to fall with the outstanding fielding from Chantal van Schoor and the 6-gun grill Garden Route Badgers team, that it certainly wasn't going to make it easy for Western Province to get to that total. And really looking at the bowling figures, let me run through those for you quickly. Kaikazi Mati 3 overs, no maidens, and 22 runs off her bowling. Janae Winster 4 overs, 1 for 28, and she was a little bit expensive early on, pulled it back very nicely with her last over. Annelie Derkson got the original breakthrough, and that again, those 2 wickets and the 1 over, those were the 2 wickets that she did get. 4 overs, 2 for 25. Chantal van Schoor, 4 overs and 0 for 25. Faith de Jong just the 1 over for 10. And Mariana Briet, for me, the pick of the bowlers. She bowled 4 overs and 2 for 17, and it was 9 dot balls in that spell of hers of 24 deliveries, 9 dot balls, and Chantal van Schoor 11 dot balls in her spell of 24 deliveries. A little bit less disciplined, as you said, Ovidia, compared to yesterday. Yeah. So 7 wides and 1 no ball conceded, but overall for the Badgers, one feels a good performance in the field, dragging it back for them.
Yes, I think, like I said, where they lie on the log currently, they would want to win this match. Because next off they face off with Dolphins in 2 weeks' time, also at home. The match thereafter, Dolphins again, Dolphins home ground, Chatsworth. So they would want to win this one to make sure they move up the log. On the other hand, Western Province will be looking to solidify their lead. They're currently leading, having won all of their matches and one having no results. So yes, Badgers can win this. They certainly do have the right composition for that recipe, and I think Michelle May will be joined by Mariana Briet as an opening pair for their innings. And let's see if, I mean, I've never seen Mariana bat before, so
no. Not sure where she will bat. I mean, she may have been brought into the team as a bowler. We naturally assume she was being brought into the team as a batter to replace Shane de Villiers, but again, difficult to know.
Michelle might just as well be joined by Annelie Derkson, which
absolutely
would be a brilliant starting pair.
I think so too. I think I'm expecting to see Annelie come out with Michelle May at the top of the order, and they may surprise us. They may bring Haroline Rhodes in at the top of the order with a left-hand, right-hand combination. So difficult to know what they are going to do.
They may too also decide to leave one of their better batspersons lower down the order in case we could start falling too fast, and then at least there's someone towards the tail end to do something about the trailing score.
So it is all going to be very interesting to see what happens as they come out for the batting effort of the 6-gun grill Garden Route Badgers, and it will be interesting to see if the red-sleeved Western Province team, they're all wearing red sleeves today, That is their one-day kit for this. Sorry, not their one-day kit. The T20 kit for this season. So we might have our answer there about why they were wearing red sleeves yesterday. Maybe a couple of them weren't in the right kit. So but we won't refer that to management. It's all right. Yeah, the say red sleeve Western Province players out there warming up, and it is going to be very hot this afternoon in Oudtshoorn. They should have their work all done by 1 o'clock today, and they'll then be probably heading back to Cape Town this afternoon. There will be Western Province team with just the 3 weekends left for them in both the 50 and 20 over series this year, and Golden Badgers have 4 matches left. So as Video was saying, sitting pretty on top of the log there at the moment are the Western Province team, having won every game, 5 matches won and 1 no result, so unbeaten so far in the T20 competition, and they'll be looking to make sure that happens once again this afternoon. And we'll give you the information around the bonus point information when we come back, in terms of how quickly Golden Badgers need to get the runs, or what Western Province need to restrict them to win, to get a bonus point. And that we'll talk to you about when we come back after we've taken a little bit of a drinks break here, because they'll be probably back on the field within the next 5 minutes, as it's just a short break between the innings. And so all from myself, James King, and Evidia Haynes with me here. This broadcast brought to you by CSA on their YouTube channel, visuals courtesy of YouTube, and commentary courtesy of Cricket South Africa. Wonderful to be pioneering this cricket commentary for you on the women's first division matches. Really want to say a big thank you to the Garden Route Badgers team, and to the Southwestern District Cricket Union for hosting us this weekend. Been absolutely fantastic. Hospitality from CEO Albertus Kennedy and his team has been wonderful as always, and here at this very picturesque and noisy just joking with you, a few motorbikes in the background as the town is behind us, and a bit of ventilation there from the windows, giving the opportunity for you to hear that Harley Davidson driving down the main road.
It's quite cool in the grandstand without any air conditioning. Though it's 35 degrees outside, I think once we open those doors.
Yes, I think it's going to be a bit warm. We're staying put here at the moment. We'll be back with you in a couple of minutes. we are here watching Leah Jones about to open the bowling for Western Province in their defence of 130 in this T20 challenge match between the 6 Gungril Garden Route Badgers and Western Province. And this broadcast brought to you by Cricket South Africa on their YouTube channel, and Pitch Vision bringing the visuals as Leah Jones is away from us now, and that's wide outside the off stump and will be called wide. First delivery of the innings, not what the Western Province captain would have wanted, and Jones starts with the wide, and the target for 6 Gungril Garden Route Badgers 130 that they have to score, and that is going to be Anari Derkson and Asake Nyavani who are opening the batting for them. Derkson on strike at the moment, and that's played straight out into the offside and is fielded there on the second attempt by Kelsey Adams, and she just tosses it back to the her fielder to the extra cover. It's Kayla Reinecker. So we have a slip, a wideish third, a backward point, a cover, extra cover, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, and a long leg. Jones in once again to Derkson. And that's played beautifully by Anari Derkson, slightly short from Leah Jones, and she's played it through to the wideish long on area for 4. First boundary for Anari Derkson, and that is the way to get the batting off and up and going for the Garden Route Badgers.
Indeed. Over the previous delivery, I could see that Nyavane wanted also to get a run in, but Aneri Derkson sent her, rightly so, back to the crease.
Yeah, that could have been dangerous. Don't run to a misfield, is what they say.
Yes.
Cricketing legend there. That one on the pads, just played, I think, off the bat, though there was a sort of stifled appeal from behind the stumps by the slip. Faye Tunnicliffe. Gemma Buerta does the fielding in from her position at mid-wicket. And so just to give you an idea, so 130 they need at a rate of exactly 6.5 and over to win this match, Garden Route Badgers, and to consolidate their position on the log. Western Province will be looking to make sure they don't get there. And that's beautifully played.
Excellent shot from Anari.
That's one bounce over the boundary, and Sarah Smith is just collecting the ball from that boundary this over, second 4 of the over, and they're off to a bit of a flyer here with Derkson and Nyavani. It's exactly what they need, trying to break the back of this chase as quickly as possible. Good start here for them.
I think so too. I think Badgers wants to get in and knock out at least 2/3 of this score that they need to chase before the 10th or the 12th over.
Good running.
And hopefully to have the partnerships building up quite strongly, so that that enables them to get the momentum going and keep it going. So, yeah, no, Badgers are definitely in a good position. I think better position than yesterday.
Certainly, it's looking very positive for them. Yesterday struggled in the opening power play with the opening batters to get any kind of runs on the board, and that's a great delivery from Jones. Bit of shape away from Nyavani, and Derkson has taken the lead here. 10 off that first over from Leah Jones, and 2 boundaries already to Anari Derkson as she played those 2 both into the deep mid-wicket region, and Leah Jones perhaps not happy with her initial start there. The 1 wide to start off with, and those 2 boundaries, 10 without loss, with Derkson on 9 and Nyavani yet to get off the mark, and Jones just coming off the field at the moment, perhaps to get some treatment. And we have a 12th, we have the 12th woman coming onto the field, not the 12th man. Don't know quite how to describe it. 12th player
12th
coming onto
person.
the field, 12th person. Sinaletu Yasu coming onto the field to replace Leah Jones. Just going to get some treatment from the physio, and it's going to be Tatum O'Neill. Tatum O'Neill, listen to me. I said that once before. Oh my goodness. Tatum
LaRue.
Tatum LaRue. Tatum O'Neill, actress, of course. Paper Moon. She started in the 70s. Showing my age here. Very good delivery from Tatum LaRue outside the off stump, and she's going to have to make sure her lines are right today. Yesterday conceded 11 extras.
Yes, she was quite undisciplined in her bowling regards to that, and I think with this particular innings, it's not something you want to give away, especially they want to limit the Badgers with their runs. I think for the Badgers, when they, I think it was strategically implemented, those wides was to limit Western Province from getting more scores.
Yeah, it's good delivery there outside the off stump. Anne-Marie Derkson moving, as we saw Gemma Burta do, moving towards the offside to try and perhaps exploit the gaps on the leg side. So we've got a 6-3 offside leg side field. We've got a slip third, we've got a fielder at third, we've got backward point, extra cover and a mid-off. And that is down the leg side. It's going to be played down to the fielder here, Jaylee Philander, at long leg. She does the fielding nicely. She seemed to slip as she picked that one up. And just a single, what would have been called a wide had she left it. She didn't perhaps play it as fine as she wanted it to. She may have wanted to go a bit finer to get for the 4, and it's going to be Asaka and Yuvani facing up to Tatum LaRue for the first time. LaRue coming in towards us from the Otaniqua end of this ground. That's nicely dabbed into the offside, but it is fielded there by Mangala at backward point. So we have Tunnicliffe at slip, and down here I think it's Vezi on the boundary at third man. It is indeed Nasipo Vezi. Then it is Mangala at backward point, Yandiswa Mangala, Kelsey Adams, Kayla Reinecker, and then Nasipo Vezi there on. And oh, it's out! She's out! She's been given out! Yandiswa, sorry, Koketso Manyaga. No, it isn't Koketso Manyaga. Saka and Yuvani, sorry. Saka and Yuvani trying to play that one down the leg side. She moved across her stumps, and a straight one on middle and leg from the bowler Tatum LaRue, and that is the first wicket for Western Province. It goes down in the second over of the day, and Asaka and Yuvani, who was promoted up the order for the Garden Route Badgers, unfortunately has to go without scoring.
Unfortunate loss there for Badgers, and one hopes that they get a handle on the next few overs. Otherwise, it will all unravel for them, and Western Province will take advantage of the unsettled mental capacity.
Yeah, it's going to be losing a wicket early here. First over really was excellent for Anne-Marie Derkson and the Badgers. Second over so far, Tatum LaRue's been outstanding. Just the one run off the over so far, and now the wicket leg before of Asake Anyavani, and now to the crease is the new batter is Julia Hole, and she can hit the ball pretty hard. They do switch their batting order around quite a bit, the Badgers, for the T20 matches, and Julia Hole it is now coming in at number 3. And that's another good delivery from Tatum LaRue, and she's bowled an excellent first over here, 1 for 1 for her in terms of her analysis after her first over, and that a great return for Western Province after the captain Leah Jones went for 10 in her first over, and so the first wicket is down, and the score after 2 overs 11 for the loss of 1 wicket. So yeah, it's been an interesting start. First over going for 10, second over 1 wicket for 1 run. Derkson must be key here, you think, for...
I think that she is a key role player, and so is further down the line Michelle May. I'm not sure when they're going to be bringing her in, but I think they want a whole lot more depth in their batting order and not just put up the good stock up front for the first few persons batting. Not that I'm saying the rest of the team is not good stuff, but I'm talking in terms of batting terms and capabilities. I think they really need to hold on to their wickets a little bit better.
And this is well played. Kayla Reinicker coming on from the northern end of the ground, the grandstand end. She still seems to be struggling with that foot that she got, the left foot, where she seemed to get hit or turned over her ankle maybe. She's really struggling here, and that is of course very important foot for an off spinner. You've got to pivot on that left foot, and that's well played by Hole into the deep, and it is LaRue coming in, sorry not LaRue, it's Faye Tunnicliffe coming in off the boundary. It was the pigtail there, the ponytail that confused me there, so both of them have a ponytail under their cap. Faye Tunnicliffe comes in off the boundary at deep square leg to restrict Hole to a single. Bit leg side-ish, and it is not taken by wicket keeper Deleda, but no damage from a extra run point of view except for the wide, as that was one was down the leg side first or second wide of the innings for Western Province. That's better from Reinicker, tossed up and not a wide, but it's hit beautifully by Annerie Derkson over mid-on for 4, and that is actually what it deserved, a full toss. And she takes full toll of that for her third boundary. Kayla Reinicker looking a little bit like she might be struggling here with that front foot. Reinicker to Derkson again now, and that's much better from Reinicker. They won't take a single. There's Boerta Fields at mid-wicket. Derkson now moving on with that to 15 of 11. She's been by far the largest contributor to this innings so far for the Garden Route Badgers. Short from Reinicker, that's going to go to the boundary. I think it does indeed. A really excellent shot from Derkson. Far too short from Reinicker.
And that ball's gone right out of touch into the parking area, rolled into the parking area of SVD Cricket Union.
Has gone past it, nearly got... the police van, I think, had already gone past by that time, but and that's just thrown in there from Mangala, who's patrolling that area, but couldn't prevent the boundary that time. Very well played by Derkson, and the ball has obviously got a little bit of sand and dirt on it. Kayla Reinicker now changing her line. She's coming around the wicket for the last ball of the over. It's been an expensive one for Western Province. That's nicely played by Derkson. She's going to keep the strike, which is exactly what her team want, and she moves on with that single to 20 of 13 deliveries, 23 for 1, 12 off that over from Kayla Reinicker, and she'll be very unhappy with that. She did look like she was struggling though, and I don't expect to see her bowling the next over from this side. After that, that foot not quite what she's very unhappy out there with that left foot that she injured while she was batting, and she is hobbling quite a lot out there in the field. So Derkson to take strike to Tatum LaRue, who has been given a second over, which is not surprising, having taken the wicket of Asake and Yovani in the previous over, and she's in again. It's a good delivery to Derkson. Just on the line of middle and off, and defended back to the bowler. So Tatum LaRue very good in that last over, particularly to Asake and Yovani.
Yeah, she's certainly tightened up her bowling a bit.
Experienced campaigner, she's in now again, and she just loses that run up. I don't think she was trying to do a man-cat on Julia Hole, was she? No. Just loses her run up a bit, and wise to actually pull out then, because you can then you can deliver the ball that you don't really want to deliver, and Anne-Marie Derkson's in outstanding form here today. Nicely played by Derkson, straight down to Leah Jones at mid-off. There is no run. Go a slip, third as a player at third, a backward point, cover, extra cover, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket and a long leg. That is out the ground, I think. That is huge, and it's gone all the way in the slots. It's in the arc and out the park for Anne-Marie Derkson. The first maximum from the Garden Route Badgers opening batter, and she is looking to take this on single-handedly and defeat the log leaders today.
I think it's quite a bit of possibility, and happy to see the second six of the day.
Yeah, that was a really good hit. The first one, Faye Tunnicliffe, and Anne-Marie Derkson will not want to suffer the same fate that Faye Tunnicliffe did. 2 balls after she got to her first 6. LaRue in again, and that is in the air, but over the fielder at mid-on, and that goes for another boundary. That's a 4 this time over Sarah Smith's head. An excellent shot from Anne-Marie Derkson, once again picking up the line and the length early, and she goes now to 30 of just 17 deliveries. 33 for the loss of 1 are the Garden Route Badgers into the 4th over, and that's exactly the same score that Western Province had at the end of 4 overs. In fact, it was 33 without loss. But they still have got 2 balls left in this over, 10 so far off it, as they make a tactical change here. They're going to put Sarah Smith out on the boundary at long on, and they're going to bring in the 3rd fielder. And that's really much better delivery from Tatum LaRue. She just pulls her length back a bit. The other 2 have been on a length and hit very well by Derkson. She's looking outstanding here today. One feels if she stays there, Badgers are going to get to this total.
They definitely can. Let's see what the stance is like at the 5th or the 6th over. That's
good ball again from LaRue, and she's bowled 4 dots and 2 boundary balls in that over, and she goes for 10 in her 2nd over. 6 and a 4 to Anne-Marie Derkson. Derkson doesn't keep the strike in this occasion, and the Badgers 33 for the loss of 1 after 4 overs. Exactly the same score as was the total for Western Province. And just looking at the Duckworth Lewis Stern numbers, and so past score after 4 overs, if you've lost 1 wicket, is 23. So they're ahead of the game at the moment are the Badgers, and we really hope for their sake that Anne-Marie Derkson is going to be able to make sure that she stays there and guides her team through to what could be an outstanding victory for them.
Yeah. As long as they keep the run rate at about 6 to 7 runs per over, and they...
Oh, she's bowled it. Kayla Reneker gets through the defences of Julia Hole, and the 2nd wicket has fallen with just the similar delivery to what she delivered yesterday. I mean, she took 4 wickets yesterday.
I was about to say, as long as they keep the wicket, and as a thought came to mind, the wicket left, and it looks like Michelle May is next on.
And that would make sense to me. Michelle May, who batted really well yesterday, top scored for the Badgers yesterday. That very good innings of 46 of 74 deliveries yesterday, and she's in now today, and just getting some advice from Julia Hall there that there is turn on this pitch, and it's getting significant turn is Kayla Reneker, and Kayla Reneker now completely forgotten that she's got a sore foot, I'm sure. It's good delivery, that one.
It's, the physios out there again with it looks like Vezi.
Yeah, it is Nasipo Vezi that she was out with there. Interesting.
Something on her hand. So maybe just some either taping or some ice or something.
So that wicket falling after 4 overs and 1 ball, partnership of 22 between Julia Hall and Annerie Derkson, and Julia Hall getting 1 of those runs. So it just tells you the dominance that Annerie Derkson had in that partnership.
They're
And
going to want to keep this partnership for the next 6 overs. That's key.
Yeah, I agree. This is the key. Oh my goodness, she's in the wars, isn't she? Kayla Renniker, that one just bouncing in front of her, and she took it, I think, on the leg. There'll be a bruise there tomorrow. You're right. I mean, a video, 100%. They want these two. They want them to actually take it to the end if they can. These are the two batters that both batted really well yesterday.
That's a boundary.
Nice, beautiful shot from Derkson. Just taking it on the full from Reinecker, and she's taken both balls that have been full deliveries from Reinecker. She's been able to dispatch them to the boundary. So Reinecker getting the wicket, then just conceding the run to Michelle May, and the 4 now for Annerie Derkson, her 5th boundary. It's played back past the bowler, who perhaps thought she might have been in business there to get a return catch. Just went to her right, another single to Derkson, so that's 6 off the over so far, and the wicket. And Reinecker will want to be bowling more to Michelle May, I think, than she would to Annerie Derkson. Beautifully tossed up by the off spinner, and just defended into the leg side. It's in the air, and I think that might be out, and it is out. So Michelle May goes and she throws it away. She just got the 1, didn't she, off that first ball she faced?
Yes.
And now she goes and gives it away. 1 of 3 deliveries, and Kayla Rennicker picks up her 2nd wicket in the over. A catch taken here easily in the end by Sarah Smith in front of us. What was she? I know what she was trying to do. But
yeah, she was trying to get a nice boundary shot there, and it's not looking too good for Badgers at the moment. The rate of losing wickets, key wickets at that, is at a faster rate than that they would want. So
Kayla Reinecker on the back of her 4 for 26 yesterday, now taken 2 wickets in 1 over. So she bowled the 2 overs, 2 for 18 now. First over went for 12, second over bowled 2 for 6, so 6 runs, 2 wickets in that over. And Michelle May, one feels, could have been very dangerous. I mean, had she just needed to keep her end up and let Annerie Derkson. Absolutely.
I understand the urgency of the situation to get the runs on the scoreboard, but maybe she should not have taken that risk, given where the fielder was placed.
And who's come out now? Haroline Rhodes, it is, that has come out now to bat. I think it is Haroline, or is it? They've got Faith de Jonk on my scorecard here, but we'll have to have a look and see.
That's not correct.
I think it's Haroline Rhodes that's come out to bat. We'll see now.
Yeah, it is Haroline Rhodes.
It is Haroline Rhodes, and that's played off a change of bowling here. Gemma Buerta in now from the southern end of the ground, replacing Tatum LaRue. LaRue 2 overs and 1 for 11. And the first delivery, the reverse sweep tried, and then she gets the edge on that one, I think, does Derkson, and Delira can't take the catch, and that's a good throw, but not quick enough from Nosipo Vezi, and Derkson manages to dive in for the 2nd run, and is given as runs. So that was definitely a potential chance of a catch for Delira. Very difficult one, it must be said. Yeah.
There might be an injury to Derkson.
Oh dear.
She's called for physio.
Oh, maybe when she dived there, she may have. Maybe she's just hurt herself. With blood on her arm, or her gloves are soiled. She just wants to maybe get some new gloves. We hope it's not an injury. And just waiting to see what's happening there in the change room. nothing at this stage. Can't see anybody coming through. In fact, I'm just waiting to see. Yeah, it is just a change of gloves. So it's Tabitha Lacranci running onto the field. Tabitha, who's 12th player or 13th player today for the Badgers. Chatting to her yesterday, she said she hopes to be back for the next match.
Yes, in 2 weeks' time she'll be good to go. She's currently busy with some rehab, but she'll be good to go with a match against the Dolphins at the Rec.
And it will be really good to see her. Very remember with keen fondness the over 200 that she and Tate and Tasman Brits scored without loss to really record partnership there between the two of them earlier in the season, and she contributed, I think, a very good 60 odd in that partnership, with Tasman getting a 120 if my memory serves me correctly. And it really was an outstanding partnership, batting through the entire 20 overs without losing a wicket in the T20 match, as another single there to Annerie Derkson. So 3 off the over so far from Gemma Botha, and she'll be bowling to the left-handed Howlin Rhodes. First delivery, a lot of air, very nice from Botha, and this potentially, looking at that delivery, video could be their challenge. The other batter, Annerie batting so well at the moment, but they have to make sure they keep the strike rotating. Haroline Rose trying to get the ball through the offside there, but fielded by Tunnicliffe at point.
I think that Haroline definitely wants to get at least 1 run in, so they can put.
They need to rotate the strike, don't they?
They need to get the strike on for Derkson, so that she can face more balls, and that Haroline just keeps her nerves and her calm throughout the next few overs, so that she doesn't lose her wickets. At least Derkson's got a partner up there that she can build with.
And that will be very important for them. Haroline Rhodes can most certainly bat. She can keep up her end and can rotate the strike. It was quite difficult for the Badgers yesterday. Annerie Derkson, the key player for them, 38 out of the 42 runs that have been scored so far. And if one considers that the 2 wides in that as well, and she takes on Kayla Renica, and that's very well fielded there in the deep by Mangala, keeps them down to a single, and Derkson will be really upset about that, I would think, because looking for the boundary of the first ball of the over, which is really good to do, but some outstanding fielding in the deep by Mangala, just managing the spin on that one and jumping up into the air. Looks like she just stretching her back a bit there after that outstanding stop in the field, and it's going to be Renica to Rhodes. And Rhodes goes for it, but that's in the air, but it's gone over there. That's going to be a boundary. It is indeed. Well done.
It will be a 6. Just stops just short of that.
Did, and Haroline Rhodes gets the boundary Annerie Derkson was looking for off the first ball of the over, takes on the spin of Kayla Renica and plays it over mid-off for an excellent boundary. And that's exactly right-handed. So it's off-spinner to off-spinner. It's just played into the leg side. Fielder at mid-on, Sarah Smith, comes around to field. It's bowling to the person she wants to be bowling to. And that's also straight, and she's given her out. Oh my goodness. So Stacey Lackey raises the finger as Janae Winster plays all around that one, and the 5th wicket falls for the Garden Route Badgers with the score on 50. So it has gone from 50 for 3 to 50 for 5 in the space of 3 balls. Haroline Rhodes bowled off the glove, and now Janae Winster trapped in the crease as she was just trying to work that one into the offside, it looked like. as we have a bit of a look at that one again now. We're going to look at the wicket again from our producer Pat. Take us through this video.
Well, it does look like she's got some bat on the ball, and that leg just moved in the wrong direction.
Yeah, she looked like she was trying to play it away to the leg side rather than playing it straight, and hit the pad pretty adjacent to that leg stump, turning in, to the off stump, turning into the right-hander, and the end of Captain Janae Winster, who does not get off the mark. Wickets falling thick and fast here for the Garden Route Badgers, and now Botha. She's taken 2 wickets for 3 runs in her after only 3 deliveries of her second over, and it is Kaikaze Mate who has now come to the crease, the fast bowler for the Garden Route Badgers. So she's in at number 7 for the Badgers, and I'm battling to get my scorecard updated here. Mate just...
Yeah, 50 for 5, and I think key here is to get Anne-Marie to be on strike for most of the time. Batting is not particularly Mate's strong point, but as long as she manages to protect her wicket and stay there.
And they still have wicket-keeper Koketso Manyaga, who can come in for them, and she having come in at number 7, I think it was yesterday. In fact, it was, yes. She came in at number 7 yesterday, and but they're also not having a great day yesterday at bat, as that's an outstanding over from Gemma Botha. In fact, it's a wicket maiden, a double wicket maiden for Gemma Botha. So she takes 2 wickets without the addition of any runs, and so after 8 overs now, key wickets for Western Province. Gemma Botha has taken those, and Kayla Reinecker, after bowling her 3rd over and conceding in that those 8 runs, she has taken 2 wickets as well. She's been replaced by your favourite bowler for Western Province, Vedia.
Vezi.
Indeed it is, Nosipo Vezi, coming on from the northern end of the ground, the grandstand end. We're commentating from the northern end in the commentary and scorers box here at the recreation ground. Beautiful day, a warm day in Oudtshoorn, as it's Nosipo Vezi away from us now. Get a much better view of her, won't we, today? Yeah.
Yes. I think, Vezi will probably vary her deliveries just to keep the person at the crease guessing. And I think that's one of the reasons why she's been brought on, because Western Province is looking to take more wickets, obviously, within the next few overs. They do not want Derkson to get any momentum.
That's a really
with a
great
new
shot
partner
from Derkson, and Tatum LaRue has pulled up now as well. She's seemingly pulled something there, not able to get to that one. It found the gap between long on and deep mid wicket, and you felt for a minute that she was going to be able to get there to cut that one off, but not able to do so. And Anne-Marie Derkson moves to 45. She scored 45 of the 54 runs that have been scored by...
And of 29 balls.
And of 29 balls,
it's
yeah, exactly.
Good.
That's why she needs to be on strike, as it's Vezi again into her.
They'll probably stop this one. It won't go for a boundary, but
And
they'll get 2 runs. Oh, some confusion there.
That's out. It's hit the stumps direct, and she is out. And that's brilliant work from Vezi, and very good work in the deep. I think it was Tatum LaRue, or was it Faye Tunnicliffe, who ultimately picked that ball up, but one of the two of them threw it into the bowler, and the bowler then with all 3 stumps to aim at. She took her time, didn't she?
Yes.
Really good work from Vezi, that was. Outstanding work, in fact.
And she realised the batter was too far away from the crease to get back in time. And I'm not sure what Kayakazi was doing so far away from safety. And she was almost at the same crease as Derkson. So
Yeah.
one wonders what happened there, whether it was miscommunication, whether Kayakazi thought we were going to go for another run and get Annery on to strike. But I think it's a sense of miscommunication there.
Yeah, so they had taken the one run so far, and she was coming back for the second. Well, she wanted to come back for the second. Annery Derkson sent her back, but she was already, as you said, so far down the wicket she couldn't regain her ground. And that now the 6th wicket down with the score on 55. And that is just disastrous for the team. She wanted to get Annery Derkson back on strike, but Annery quite rightly has sent her back. I mean, it's possible that
she may have been too fast, and by the time Annery saw she was coming down the wicket, sent her back too late. So it's Vezi face bowling for Van Schoor, and they're getting off the line there with one run, and very quickly. Yeah, very good. Quick fielding there from Gemma Botha, but she's not able to release the ball, and I think Derkson would have been home anyway. Very good running. So Chantal van Schoor has a big job to do here now with her senior partner Annery Derkson. Derkson just one hit away from what will be an outstanding 50 under the circumstances, with all around her falling about. 56 for the loss of 6 it is now. Van Schoor doing the job right there and getting that run. They're not going to get a run this time though. Kelsey Adams fields in the covers for Western Province, and that's the first ball I can remember going to the offside for a very long time, into that offside field. Derkson just looking to pierce the leg side field, and she's been doing that successfully. Another ball into the offside, well fielded by Mangala at backward point, and Derkson for Western Province. Importantly, Derkson stays at what will be then the bowler's end for Gemma Botha's next over. We feel that Botha will be bowling again, having already taken in her 2 overs she bowled so far, just 3 runs and 2 wickets, and really was, maybe we can ask our producer if he can replay that wicket, that run-out wicket. We'll have to ask him just now to see if he can do that. Maybe I'll go and have a word with him while the video takes you through the next delivery or two here. Well, Gemma Botha is bowling from the Otoniko end to Chantal van Schoor, and that'll be a dot ball. I think Chantal van Schoor wants to get Annery back on strike, but let's see what she can do with the bat, whether she's good with the bat as on the field. And they'll choose safety over 1 run. Badgers at 56 for 6 in the 10th over. And they'll be keeping that tight, denying them any extra runs. So Botha's had 3 dot balls for this over, so she's been very good at maintaining a drop in the run rate for the Badgers.
Incredibly tight here from Botha.
And Schoor, I think Van Schoor is just being very careful about the shots that she's taking and not taking unnecessary risks.
I mean, the runs are going to come off the bat of Annery Derkson, aren't they? I mean, if the Badgers are going to get over the line here. Oh, it's popped into the air, and Leah Jones does the fielding. No run there.
Yeah, no, I think Chantal is a little bit more impatient, and she wants to get off, and she wants to get Annery there because obviously it takes the pressure off her a bit.
Oh, that goes through her defences but doesn't quite get through and bowl her. But that is another maiden over by Gemma Botha. So
very good from
very
her side.
Good indeed. I mean, she's now bowled 3 overs and 2 maidens and 2 for 3 in a T20 game. That is I mean,
gold.
yeah,
It's absolute
yeah,
gold.
it is. It's just incredible bowling from the young Western Province spinner, and she's been backed up by the rest of her teammates. Just that run out. Unfortunately, just chatting to our producer Pat here next door, we won't be able to show you, unfortunately, show you that run out again from Nasipo Vezi running out KK Mate, but she's bowling at the moment. Oh, what a beautiful shot from... that is such a beautiful shot.
That's a
Wow.
beautiful six.
Ah.
Second six from her for the day, and the third six of the day.
And that is her 50 as she raises her bat to the dressing room, and well she might. She has scored 52 of the 62 runs that are on the board for the Badgers. The entire match here resting on this innings from Annerie Derkson. 52 of 33 deliveries, 5 fours and 2 sixes. She's been absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and then they'll have to look at the run rate of about 7 to 8 balls per over to reach that target comfortably. So
Plays
she's
that.
going to want to get some shots in. Unfortunately, that'll only be 1 run for them. Putting Van Square on strike for Vezi.
It is unfortunate there that, I mean, she may want to try and farm the strike. It's not easy. She's going to have to probably deal in boundaries if she can, but that 6 was incredible. Just straight down the ground. Beautiful shot once again from Annerie Derkson. And now it becomes clear what was missed yesterday when she played that one directly into the hands of Jaylee Philander at mid-wicket after having just hit 2 fours earlier on in that over. When she was batting yesterday, she really was disappointed that she didn't go on to add to that, and that would have probably given them a target to set for Western Province yesterday. Van Square struggling really here, isn't she, here to get bat on ball?
Yes, she is. It's a combination of both wanting to be very careful about making mistakes at the crease and wanting to score. So just need to find that balance. But as I've said before, Vezi keeps things unpredictable. So they would really want to take another wicket soon, prevent these two from getting too comfortable and from getting that 7 to 8 runs per over. They've had 7 in this over thus far.
And not too much to come here for the Garden Route Badgers, and still have Koketsu Manyaga and Faith de Jonk to come in to bat. So number 10, 9, 10 and 11 as we're 6 down at the moment. So we're going to see Koketsu, it'll be Koketsu Manyaga, Faith de Jonk and then Mariana Briet as the 3 batters to come. And certainly Manyaga can bat. She has already made contributions for the Badgers this season, the wicket keeper, but one feels in these circumstances quite difficult. And this time, now we're going to see only for the second time, it's going to be Gemma Buerta bowling to Annerie Derkson. Derkson's the batter that scored those 3 runs off her. She got a single and then, I do apologise. She's got 2. She did got 2 and then a single off her. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. As she has a full go, but it's only going to go out to the fielder. That's Faye Tunnicliffe out at deep mid wicket, and that is a long boundary that side. And so it now exposes Chantal van Schuur again. Annerie Derkson not off the first ball of the over taking a single. You just wonder whether that was what she really wanted to do. And they're going to take a run here, and that's well done by Chantal van Schuur.
So close.
Was, and Western Province, she chose her fielder though really well. Tatum LaRue there at mid-on. So well done Chantal van Schuur. She's gone to 2 now of 12 deliveries. They're halfway there are the Badgers, 65 for 6. Target is 130. And she goes for that one. That's gone all the way as well. What a great shot again by Annerie Derkson. Uses her feet, plays it over the long on region, and that is a glorious 6. Glorious.
Absolutely beautiful, and her fielder was nowhere in sight to actually stop it from going over the boundary.
And this is exactly what we expected from her. Last over from Gemma Buerta. That's a lot flatter from Buerta, but they're not going to get two there. LaRue in off that long on fence, but they go through for the single. So 9 off this over from Buerta so far. 72 for the loss of 6 in the 12th over, and it has been
Good shot from Van
yeah,
Square,
it was very good.
bringing Derkson back on strike for the
And
last ball.
So she'll want to get a single, you feel, off this delivery, will Annerie Derkson. So she's on strike. Gemma Buerta will be looking to keep her at that end. And that is a dot ball to end the spell from Gemma Buerta. 10 off that over, and Buerta ends her spell of 4 overs, 2 maidens, 2 for 13, and what a brilliant spell of bowling by the young Western Province off spinner. Those 2 wickets both in the same over, her second over, and she has really, together with her explosive batting early on, she scored 14 off 11, has been able to put the brakes on the scoring for the 6 Gungril Garden Route Badgers. But it was a good over from the Badgers in that instance, and the last 2 overs have gone for 17. This partnership now moved on to it's 18 off for these the 2 batters in the middle as a change of bowling. Sarah Smith in to Chantal van Schoor, and she nearly gets a lucky wicket there, does Sarah Smith. First up, leading edge to the just bouncing in front of Gemma Buerta at mid wicket. She's in again, Smith. Pace off certainly seems.
Come on, they've got to be quick about it. A bit unsure there.
Yeah, and that's, again, I think really there in the field, that was actually Jaylee Philander's ball. And had she gone through and picked that up ahead of Leah Jones, I'm not sure what happened in the field, then they could well have been in a lot more trouble, the batters. But through for a single, a good single for them to take, Chantal van Schoor, and you sense the ball's heading our way. Over here from Annerie Derkson off Sarah Smith.
Yeah, there's no one protecting this edge, this area here in front of the grandstand. Surprisingly, Annerie pushes it off in front of the change rooms.
Yeah, she's upset with herself that she only managed to get that down to the Kayla Reinecker in front of the grandstand at backward point. I think that's Reinecker there, but backward square leg, should I say. And that brings Van Schoor back on strike. She's not able to play that through the offside. So they may get away with a very cheap over here, Western Province. Still 65 to win. No, sorry, 55 to win off 8 overs and a couple of balls. So 7 and over, pretty much the strike rate that they need. That's defended to Philander. And that's that bobble again off the edge of the square. It's the last ball coming up for the over, and they won't really want to take a single here. They want Derkson to be on strike. She needs to keep the strike, Derkson, to get them over the line here. And she is going to keep the strike, as that is wisely. She sends signal to Verzi to Van Schoor to stay where she is, and Smith gets away with a very good over there. Only the 2 runs off it, so 0 for 2 from her first over, and the score after 13 is 75 for the loss of 6. So Gemma Buerta having finished her spell, we're going to see a change of bowler at the southern end of the ground, the Otiniqua end. Kayla Reinecker coming back on, and she's bowled so far. Kayla Reinecker has bowled 3 overs, and she's taken 2 for 26. Interesting move this, Avidia, bringing Reinicke back on, especially to Derkson, who's been pretty harsh on her so far.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the Western Province strategy is there, but I think one thing is clear, that they want to have maximum amount of runs, but maybe also start limiting Derkson, and to possibly look at what strategy Reinicke can deploy to get her wicket.
And just a single means that Van Schoor's on strike, and that's exactly what Western Province will want at this stage. To have Chantal van Schoor on strike, and that one, not quite sure if that went through her defences there, probably just hit the pad as it was angling down the leg side, just bobbled out into the leg side. Van Schoor just trying her best to keep her end going, but they need runs. They needed to rotate the strike. I mean, she's faced another 2 deliveries here. She's on 4 of only 20 of 20 deliveries. That is just, she's also just not rotating the strike at the moment, not taking those runs. And she's not going to get a run there either. This offside field is packed, backward point, cover, extra cover, all in from the edge of the circle a little bit to prevent the single. No quick runs on offer there. And she tries to cut that one away, and she can't get it away again. This is not working for the Badgers, is it?
Not right now. I think Western Province is keeping it really tight on their fielding and the type of balls Reinicke is delivering. So
Yeah.
she gets away with a very cheap over of 1 run only.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for the Badgers. I think this pushes up their requirements up to 9 to 10 runs and over, with 6 overs left to achieve the target of 130.
Yeah, so it is 54 still needed off those 6 overs, and my calculation tells me that's 9 and over. 54 off 6, and that is even though Derkson has been hitting when she has had the strike, has been able to get 9 and over, it places a huge burden on her to hit probably 2 boundaries and over.
It certainly does.
So she'll have to take a chance against Smith again here, and that's straight back to the bowler. She just sees her coming and pitches it in a little bit. It's very nicely played by Derkson, but once again, even with she managed to come through for the 2. That's really good running from Chantal van Schoor. The knock on from Tatum LaRue. Had she picked that ball up correctly the first time, I think Chantal van Schoor would have been well short. Even as
she would have been short, and had that ball hit the stump at that right time, they would have lost another wicket.
They would. She was certainly not home for the direct hit, even with the knock on in the field. And you wonder whether, I mean, Tatum LaRue, maybe she is the right fielder to have there, but again, we'll see now. Tries to hit that one into the leg side. They're going to be coming back for 2 again, and that is going to be easy for them to get back for the 2 this time. Good running and good awareness into the gap between Faye Tunnicliffe and Kayla Reinicke on the leg side. Derkson holds the key here for the Badgers. She's on 67 of 43. It's been an outstanding innings. The pressure all on her to score these 50 runs required to get the team over the line. That's in the air. It's not going to go all the way, is it?
She'll be safe.
Yes, it's gone all the way for 6, top edge, and it goes all the way. And
6
Smith, head in hands, that's the 4th maximum. What a great shot again. She didn't get all of it by any means. Had she done that, I think it would have been a 6 on any ground. But that takes her up into the 70s. What an outstanding shot.
I would not be surprised if she gets player of the match, because she's
has
had
to,
a good bowling as well,
she did,
and fielding.
Fielding was outstanding.
Good with the bat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, I mean, I'm hoping for her sake that this innings proves to take them over the line as they look just for the single off the 5th ball of the over, and that's this is far more intelligent cricket from the Badgers here now. Van Schoor just having to face the one delivery from Sarah Smith, and it'll be 11 off the over, which is exactly what they're needing to get over the line in this game. Nicely played, and she's off down the wicket, and she's going to get run out. She is well out, and that was why, oh why did she take the run? It was not there. She didn't want Annerie Derkson, and Chantal van Schoor decides to take the run, hits it to Jaylee Philander. Philander, even though she gets her body behind the ball, does good fielding, and because she has to turn around, van Schoor gets run out by Jaylee Philander.
That's
oh my word.
Unfortunate
it
for
is,
the Badgers.
it is
really,
very
really unfortunate. And it's again a case of not communicating. One of the runners thinking that we're going for the run, and Derkson clearly indicating that we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's possibly a case of the person being run out, keeping their eye on the ball and making the calculation, we can make this run. But really communicate with your partner and see the viability of completing that run.
That's very disappointing for the Garden Route Badgers, losing their 7th wicket now with the score on 87, but an excellent 32-run partnership between Derkson and Van Schoor. Derkson, once again, the key contributor in that partnership. I think Van Schoor only got the 4 runs in that partnership, and she was run out for 4 off 24 deliveries, and really was not... She tried her best to rotate the strike. Good running in the last couple of overs to get her there, nearly run out the ones with the secondary, as it's going to be Tatum LaRue in to Annerie Derkson. That's a beautiful shot, pierces the gap between backward point and short third, and that goes down to the boundary for 4, and she is going to try and take full toll of Tatum LaRue in this LaRue's third over. Is it a third or fourth over? It is a third over, and already another boundary to the batter, and she's hit now 8 fours and the 4 maximums. Just changing the field here, having a third put out, and that makes sense if LaRue's going to be bowling outside the off stump. She's got a short fine leg, and it goes to that short fine leg. That's Jaylee Philander, and saw what she was trying to do there. Clever stuff from the batter.
Yeah, just trying to sneak it behind the wicket. Gently send it over, but Jaylee was there.
She was indeed, and
I think that ball was a little bit too slow. Too slow going to Jaylee, so she comfortably could stop that.
Tatum LaRue struggling with something, you're not quite sure what it is. We know she did pull up a bit earlier on the boundary, but so Derkson standing alone. Nobody else in this team has got to double figures. That's very well played by Derkson. She's upset with herself for that one outside the off stump that was fielded in the covers by Gemma Buerta, who's at that backward point position. So we've got a third backward point. We have a fielder at cover, extra cover, long off, long on, deep mid wicket on the boundary, square leg and a short fine leg. And not sure what window there that is reflecting the sun into the batter's eyes or into the fielder's eyes. They've just corrected that on the change room window there. That's LaRue again, and she has a full go at that one across the line, cannot get hold of it, and such is the pressure now of scoring runs. I mean, just the 4 off the over so far, 2 balls left, 4 overs to go after this.
Yeah, the pressure's on. I think once 100 appears on the screen, I think they might feel a little bit sense of comfort, but then they need to have 2 really good overs after that.
They do.
Of 8 to 9, even 10 runs.
That is only going to be 1, and that's what they'll settle for. wants to keep the strike, does Derkson. That only means potentially, unless Manyaga can manufacture something off this over at the end of 16, it could well be 92 for the loss of 7. And it is Manyaga who is on strike at the moment. Oh, that just killed, absolutely dead in front of her. And so the end of 16, it's 92 for the loss of 7 and 38 needed of the final 4 overs, that of just over, in fact, 9.5 runs to the over needed for the Badgers. And we could be set for quite a finish here if Annerie Derkson stays at the crease. 79 off 50.
Quite a thrilling finish for Badgers, or very disappointing given the state of things, with already lost 7 wickets. So I think the key thing here is keeping Derkson at the crease for the Badgers, and for her partner to communicate with her in terms of taking those singles. They can ill afford to lose another wicket now.
So she's going to have to take on Sarah Smith in this over, is Annerie Derkson, and that's tossed up, and she plays it straight down the ground. It's a beautiful shot, but it's it isn't fielded by Leah Jones, and she'll be desperately disappointed with that, the Western Province captain, as she overran it. She came to field it, and what should have only been 1 is gone for 4, and that's the worst possible start for Western Province, absolutely the best possible start for the Garden Route Badgers. Leah Jones there should have stopped that one from going for the boundary, and 4 off the over so far. She's gone for it again. That's going to be on the bounce to Faye Tunnicliffe, and they take the run. So only 4, and just the single there. Now, what is Koketsa Manyaga going to be able to manufacture? Sarah Smith needs to keep this one tight outside the off stump, and they're bringing in the mid-on, which makes sense, and they have got that ring field. If she could just get it into that third area, it would be very useful to get the single. That's short, and she's pulled it, and that's a good shot. Just getting the single, that's all they need. Well played, Koketsa Manyaga. She gets her back on strike. You must say it was a poor delivery from Sarah Smith.
Yes, and she'll pay the price for that one. It's turning out to be a very expensive over for her. 6 runs thus far, 1 boundary, which should have been 1 run, and the captain just missed that stop of the ball over the boundary.
That's beautiful shot down the ground. It's going to go for 4. This is on fire, is Annerie Derkson. She's heading inexorably towards 100, one feels, as the 100 comes up for the Garden Route Badgers.
And I think
it's 102 for 7.
They will feel a lot more comfortable with a triple score on there, and they feel that 30, that those 150 is within reach, and 28, it just sounds a whole lot better than what it was before.
28 off 3 overs and 2 balls. It's Smith again. And she's going to go for that one as well. It's in the air and it's over.
It's gone
6. For 6. That's a fantastic shot.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Into the 90s goes Annerie Derkson. 94 off 54. What an innings. This is incredible stuff we're witnessing here at the recreation ground. And Avida's so excited. She's got the sneezes here.
I hope they are. Good luck, sneezers, for whoever deserves to win today.
So 22 needed off 3 overs and 1 ball. And advantage Badgers at the moment, as that's easily played into the deep, and she'll take the single and keep the strike. It was a terrible over for Western Province by Sarah Smith. It has gone for 17, and an incredible over for the Garden Route Badgers, and Annerie Derkson is on 95, and she's on strike. And it's going to be Nosip Ovezi.
I think she'll be able to get that century going, and they are about 21 away from what they need to have, and they certainly can reach it given the current run rate and the last over. If they can make these next 2 overs, at least 2 of these remaining 3 overs, very good overs, like have 10 or 11
Yeah.
runs,
Well, that's it. They'll win it, won't they? Yeah.
then they're there.
Don't save it for the last over, is what they always say.
No, do not.
21 needed now. That's what Western Province scored in their last 2 overs, 21, with Kayla Reinecker at the crease. So now for Annerie Derkson, it's all about making sure she stays there. As you don't think if she goes out now, it will be disastrous for the Badgers. Nosipho Vezi's been given the ball, and that's a beautiful shot, but straight out to the fielder in the deep. That's
better
Manyaga.
communicate there that you're not going anywhere.
No, and that can't be. That perhaps should she have taken that run? Question is, I think she's probably feeling if she's on strike, she's going to be able to get 20 off the last 2, maybe. A lot depending now on Koketso Manyaga and her ability to rotate the strike, as Nosipho Vezi is going to be into her now. And why they have the fielders deep on the leg side, I have absolutely no idea. That's why, maybe. It's really well played, and she's going to get a single. So that explains why they've got them deep on the leg side. Very well played by Manyaga. And she's been put in here, obviously, to at least... she is really a top order batter. Normally comes in at number 6. So this could be the key partnership for the Badgers. These two already have put on 34 for this wicket. Sorry, 24. It's another single down the ground, and happy to take them in singles. They only need 7 and over, and total now it's only 18 away of 18 off 15 deliveries. It's advantage Badgers, advantage Derkson here.
And of course, that last over with Sarah Smith obviously proved to be the breakthrough that the Badgers
in
needed.
the air, but it's going to be safe, and just
lowering that run rate a little bit for them, because it's a little bit more achievable. 7 runs and over than what they previously hit, the 10 to 15.
Yeah, so required run rate only 7.3 to the over that they need. This could be the innings of the series that one feels so far from Annerie Derkson. He plays that down to the fielder at
only get a single.
Just a single. That's all she needs, though. She'll be on strike. She'll want to stay on strike. So now the trick for Koketso Manyaga is stay there or hit a boundary or hit something that's going to go for 2. Really the best thing for her now. Maybe just defend this ball back so that she doesn't lose her wicket. And that's just played straight out. They're not going to take the run, which is exactly the right thing to do. And so at the end of 18, 114 for the loss of 7. They need 16 of 2 overs to win this match. And on strike is going to be
Sarah Smith.
No, Annerie Derkson. Smith will not be bowling this over. I'm sure it's going to be the captain who has to take that responsibility herself, surely, to come in from this, the northern end of the ground, the grandstand end. In fact, she's given the responsibility to Tatum LaRue.
Okay.
And then maybe Nosipho Vezi will bowl the last over. So Leah Jones, I'm not sure why she hasn't actually decided to bowl herself, but Tatum LaRue, in fact, had a very good last over, only went for 5, but that was when she was bowling to Chantal van Schoor, and it has been Derkson who's been particularly strong in that second over that LaRue bowled when she conceded 10. But yeah, turning to her most senior bowler is Tatum LaRue, and Tatum LaRue is Captain Leah Jones. Tatum LaRue, the senior bowler, and she has this field outside the off stump. She'll be aiming to bowl everything outside the off stump here to Annerie Derkson. Expect Derkson to perhaps play the ramp shot or something. It's just into the offside, no run. That time Mangala is in quickly from a backward point. So dot ball.
I think that's over
16 off 11.
Very crucial for Badgers. I'd say get maximum amount of runs in here to take the pressure off the last over.
Absolutely right. What's LaRue going to bowl? That's straight down the ground. It's going to go for 4. What a great shot! Down the ground, and that's 100! Well played by Anne-Marie Derkson, and she takes the applause from everybody here in the scorer's box next to us, from everybody in the grandstand. And I think everybody, including the opposition, coming to congratulate her. In fact, Faye Tunnicliffe comes across and gives her a fist pump all the way from deep mid-wicket, and that was a brilliant shot from the Proteas batter, all-rounder, and really she has taken her team to the verge of victory here. 102 of 60 deliveries. What an innings.
12 runs needed from Badgers. We almost feel that it's within reach for them. And I think they'll only take the 1 run, and they'll have to hurry for that second.
That was poor from Western Province. Really, really poor. You have to say, Tatum LaRue not behind the stumps. Had she been behind the stumps, one feels that the batter would have been out, Manyaga, and the Western Province not chasing that down particularly well. The fielders converging, getting into each other's way, and that should have been Faye Tunnicliffe's to pick up, throw in, and Manyaga would have been well out of her ground. But 120 for 7, 10 needed. 9 balls left in the innings, and she goes for it outside the off stump and misses that one, does Derkson. The key still with Derkson. It's 10 runs of 8 deliveries. Wow, getting excited here.
Yes, unfortunately I won't be able to sit down for the rest of the match. I'll be standing.
She goes for that one again. It's
and that'll be
just
1
going to
run
bounce.
only.
My goodness, Sarah Smith nearly overran that one, and just a single then, as it's now 9 needed to win. 1 ball left in this over, and it's Manyaga on strike. And I think Derkson's just going to say to her, you know, if it's in there, if it's there to be hit, you just hit it, and you know, don't worry about it. If you get out, it also isn't necessarily that important at this stage. I'm on strike for the next over, so just go for it, girl. I'm sure that's what she said to her.
That's the last piece of strategy shared, and she'll just push that ball over, and they'll.
She did go for it, but no run there, and so it leaves Anne-Marie Derkson with 8 to get off the last over. 9 to win off the last over. 121 for the loss of 7. I think it was just a 7 off that over from LaRue, but a brilliant boundary from Derkson to take her to that 100, and 105 shares of 63 deliveries, and what a defining innings this has been. And the last over is going to be bowled by Nosipo Vezi, and this is going to be fascinating to see. Nosipo Vezi bowled 3 overs, and the last over only went for 5. And what is Derkson going to do? She needs to farm the strike. It's a 6 and a 4 gets them there.
She needs 2 or 3 big shots that she can take and actually collect those points.
So it's down to the wire here. We're looking at a super over, perhaps the 8 for a super over, 9 for the win. First ball here, crucial. She goes for it, but she's only going to get it down to Manyaga at, oh my goodness, that is just a single. Manyaga throwing in, and Derkson is desperately upset with herself that she didn't get that one out and into the boundary rope. So it's 8 needed of 5 deliveries. It's Manyaga on strike. They just want the single now. They want to get Derkson back on strike. She knows she can hit the maximum. It's 8 needed for the win. Vezi straight to the fielder at mid-wicket, and there's no run. So it's 1 dot, 4 balls left, 8 runs needed.
Oh,
I can't even breathe here. It's so tense.
Oh man, she really needs to either go for a 6 or 2 4s, something.
3rd ball of the over. Has to be a single or has to be a boundary. And she's gone over the top. She's going to be out. Is she?
Oh,
Yes, she is. She's out.
no.
My word, that is disastrous for the Badgers. Sarah Smith takes the catch, and Annerie Derkson is going to be stranded at the non-striker's end. And Nosipo Vezi, is she making the difference here for Western Province? Who knows?
Clearly, it does look like it. There's 4 balls left. If the person coming to join Derkson can get her onto strike, there may be something still in it for the Badgers.
And coming out to join her captain is Bianca. Sorry, Bianca. It is Mariana Briet coming out to join her senior partner, Annerie Derkson. Annerie Derkson on 106 out of 122. Have you ever seen a scorecard like this? She scored 100. Nobody else has got into double figures.
Not even with the one-day cup they had yesterday.
No,
It's absolutely phenomenal
no.
performance by Derkson.
In fact, the next high score is 5, Vidya. And
My heart really bleeds for Badgers right now if the 3 balls remaining is not what they need.
And they're going for the run. They're going to get it, which is exactly what they do need. It's now 6 for a tie, and it is 6 for a tie. Yes, 6 for a tie. They need 2 boundaries off the last 2 deliveries to win this, or a boundary and then a run. So this ball has to go for 6, or it has to go for 4. And let's see what Nosipo Vezi and Annerie Derkson have up their sleeve here. Okay, silence here for this delivery. Played it in the air. It's going to bounce once. She's not going to run. Oh my word! She's not taking the single, which is understandable. There was only 1 in that, but she needs a 6 now to get to a super over. Oh, she doesn't hit it, and that is it. Nosipo Vezi has bowled the most incredible death over here, only conceding 2 runs and getting the 1 wicket. And Annerie Derkson is undefeated on 106, and the Badgers fall agonisingly 6 runs short of winning this match. Nobody else got anywhere near double figures. Annerie Derkson opening the batting, carries her bat, 106. What an amazing innings.
It's truly an amazing innings for her, and also an amazing day for her. She had an excellent time out in the field, and she did very good with the ball as well, taking 2 wickets. So, like I said before, I will not be surprised if she is player of the match.
Oh, she has to be player of the match.
Western Province certainly very pleased with themselves for the outing to Oudtshoorn this weekend, having won both matches. They've moved up to 3rd place in the One-Day Cup. They remain in first spot for the T20, and also solidifying their lead ahead of the Lions. Badgers now carefully have to think about their strategy going forward, with the next 2 matches being against Dolphins, 1 at home and 1 away. One really feels for Badgers. They really did well today generally, and it's just unfortunate that they lost those few wickets within the first 6 or 7 overs. I think that really made the difference at the end of the day, and Western Province proving that even though it may have looked bleak for them at one stage, they certainly know their way around strategy and using their bowlers quite effectively.
Well, that was quite simply the most amazing run chase that I think I can ever recall. If you're talking about a batter in this competition scoring the majority of runs, 106 out of the 123 that was scored today, and that works out to be, I just need to try and sort of work that out looking at the percentages, but in the region of 80% it must be almost a record, I would think, for this T20 competition. Nobody else getting beyond 5 in the team, as they finished on 123 for the loss of 8, ended up being just those 6 runs short of the score for the of the Western Province. And Western Province, it must be said, have very much the two players to thank that were at the end of their innings. Kayla Reinecker getting that very quick 27 at the end of the innings.
I
that
think
really helped a lot.
the only person in this T20 that could score the highest, higher than what Derkson scored, was Tamsin Brits at 116, also from the Badgers.
Yeah.
So
I think and there was a 100 also from Faye Tunnicliffe earlier in the season, wasn't it?
A 108 from Faye Tunnicliffe, yes.
So it's been an amazing performance here from the Garden Route Badgers, just ending up short of that total, and you just can't actually describe how incredibly sad we feel for Annerie Derkson, having scored such an incredible inning. I mean, made such a fantastic century, and not being able to get over the line, it really was, you just feel for her. And no doubt she will definitely be the player of the match, and I'm just inadvertently closed my scorecard in my excitement here. But I'm going to get that for you now and just give you the highlights of the Badgers innings. But a win here for Western Province by the smallest of margins, and as you say, quite rightly, there's nobody else that can compete for the Player of the Match award. It's bittersweet for Annerie Derkson. She just was so close to getting her team over the line, and that Player of the Match award will really be scant consolation for her, one feels. She really wanted to get her team over the line, and one could not have tried harder.
Yes, and this would have been the second loss in a row to Western Province when they've last played against each other in Newlands. They've also, Western Province won both the one day and the T20 in Newlands, and now they come here to Oudtshoorn, home ground advantage for Badgers, and Western Province also taking the victory from them for both formats. So
and just desperately unlucky. Just to give you some of the just really, there's no other highlights in the Badgers innings. I'm not even going to run through the other scores for you. I mean, the only thing I can tell you is probably as Vidya's looking at me here, because I'm sure my hair is on end, or it's like hair-raising moments here.
It looked like you got a mohawk.
I did, yes. My son actually calls it a no-hair mohawk, starting from the back right to the front. But I don't have the comb over yet. But it's Annerie Derkson, 106 of 66 balls, 11 fours, and 5 mighty sixes. And she so nearly single-handedly took her team over the line. Partnerships, really none to speak of. 22 for the second wicket, and the big 32 it was for the seventh wicket, and then for the last wicket, not for the last wicket, for the eighth wicket, putting on an outstanding 36 it was between herself and Manyaga, Koketso Manyaga, and but ultimately in the final over, not able to score the 9 needed to take them over the line, and you just feel for Annerie Derkson. Next highest contribution was Haroline Rhodes, who scored 5, the only other person to score a boundary in the entire innings. And so, unfortunately for the Badgers, that depth in the batting today, really struggling for that. And from a Western Province point of view, you have to admire the nerve that Nosipho Vezi kept in that last over. And so I think today we've seen 2 brilliant performances.
Yes.
Certainly Vezi with the ball, just holding her nerve, and in the end her analysis 1 for 20 off 4 overs. But the most important thing, 1 for 2 in the final over when 9 was needed, and bowling to a rampant Annerie Derkson. The last 2 deliveries dot balls when 9 was needed. When in fact not even 9 was needed for that. They needed 8 runs or 6 runs to actually get to a tied game, and not able to get them over the line. So Vezi 1 for 20. Other contributions by the spin twins of Western Province, Kayla Reinecker and Gemma Buerta, 2 for 27 for Reinecker, 2 for 13 for Buerta. outstanding from Buerta as well.
Exactly, and for me, Vezi has always been the one with the X factor.
Yeah.
She is unpredictable in terms of pace, and she's able to successfully vary that, and completely understand why potentially the captains decided to keep her for the last over.
Yeah, and so Sarah Smith getting hit for 17 in the 1 over by Derkson, which was a turning point for them, meaning then for the last 3 overs they just needed that, but they needed 7 runs and over. And quite rightly we see a photographer taking a picture of the scoreboard there, which shows Annerie Derkson's 106 out of a total of 123, and that we will certainly need to get some stats on that. But if you look at let me just do the maths on that. If it's 123, 106 as a contribution of 123, and that is in fact 86% of the runs scored were scored by one batter in that innings. And how incredible was that from Annerie Derkson. So but it is a win for Western Province. They extend their lead at the top of the T20 log. They remain unbeaten, and what they are doing a bit of a cool down. It looks like they're all praying there on the
they're doing some stretches out there, and I'm sure they're having a good team talk, and coach is saying well done girls, and you know, let's go and continue this winning streak, and they're feeling very good about themselves. I'm sure the bus trip back to Cape Town will be a jovial one.
It will be
one of celebration, and they'll be letting their hair down, no doubt.
No doubt they will. And Annerie Derkson, they may well be talking about that contribution that she made to making this into one of the best T20 games that I think I have ever witnessed from a women's cricket point of view in the provincial tournament. It's been an absolute privilege bringing it to you here on the CSA YouTube channel. Myself, James King, the Cape Fox, and with me, Avidia Haynes. It's been wonderful commentating with you, Avidia. Thank you so much for making the trip up from Cape Town as well. Both of us here from the Cape. It's been a wonderful occasion to see these 2 matches over the 2 days. Just maybe some last words from you, and then I'll just complete the thanks.
Yes, it's always a pleasure being out in the Southern Cape, and I always enjoy watching the Badgers play. They're always bringing some excellent action to the table, and having seen Western Province play against them for a second time back to back, one can almost see a sort of a clinical execution from Western Province, in that it may seem that, okay, they may have the opposition may have the upper hand over them, but once again, Western Province will surprise you on the tactics and the strategy, and excellent bowling attack. And I think that the bowling was a little bit better today than yesterday. Not so many extras, and I think with it being T20, extras is not something you can afford, because had they allowed more extras, can you imagine what the result would have been today? Badgers may have easily won as a result of those extras. So good on them for on Gemma LaRue especially for keeping that lid on the extras. So thank you so much, Avidia. It has, as I say, been a pleasure. Thank you to CSA and on their YouTube channel for bringing us this broadcast to Pitch Vision with our producer here, Pat, who's been doing a fantastic job behind the scenes, and to the Southwestern Districts Cricket Union, Albertus Kennedy and his team here, Zenobia, who's been in the background organising everything for us, the team, and Emil, that's been providing us with all the drinks, refreshments, and just really wonderful hospitality. It'll be great to be back here again on the weekend of the 2nd and 3rd of March. Please keep an eye open for the other fixtures and that are happening from next weekend in the Women's One Day Cup and also the T20 Challenge competition. And for now, from us here at the Recreation Ground in Oudtshoorn, it's goodbye.